Hey, welcome back to PlusMinus. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. Instead of reviewing handheld devices such as phones and tablets and Fitbits and smartwatches, we're going to be reviewing my PC here, which is the brains and operation behind all of the videos that we edit and render and upload to YouTube, as well as a little bit of gaming and the applications that I use to render the videos and all that sort of stuff. It's actually pretty cool and interesting, and I'm going to go over the specs if you yourself would like to build a PC like this. And I'm going to try to not get too geeky or nerdy with you guys and keep it layman's terms, but at the same time I'm going to take pride in, you know, the stuff that's inside this thing right here. So let's begin and see how you like it. So let's start with the two basic external sources of a PC, which are the keyboard and the mouse. This keyboard right here is called the Azio MGK1. It's available in regular white back LEDs or RGB, which is all colors of the rainbow of the color spectrum, which obviously is the one I have here. It'll run you about $100 if you get it from Best Buy or Walmart, or about $95 on Amazon. If you want to get just a backlit one, it will be about $75. So about $25 less. And it is mechanical, so it is very clicky. So what that does, it just offers a little more responsive feedback. It's really satisfying, the clickiness. IBM actually used this back in the day. So they're really durable keyboards, and they last much longer than regular ones. 50 million keystrokes is their lifespan, as opposed to basic keyboards, which are about 1 to 10 million. And then we have the mouse here. The mouse is a Corsair gaming Sabre. It is also available in non-RGB, but you know, as you can see by now, I love my colors. So actually, let me show you what it looks like with the lights off real quick. Hold on. There you go. So it looks a lot better at night, as you can see, without the light on. So you can actually change the effects that the colors have here. Instead of having just like an RGB fade, you can have it one color fading at once, so it just fades in slowly. There's a couple other ones, like this one, which just stays a standard like color, and then it just kind of blends into the other one instead of fading. And then you have this, it's like a solid color. And this is my personal favorite. This is kind of reminds me of the Michael Jackson Billie Jean video. It'll only light up when you press on the keystrokes, so that's kind of pretty dope. But I just like to stick to the standard one, so that's really cool. The exterior case housing my build is the NZXT S340. It's available in a variety of colors, most notably glossy white, matte black, and matte black with a red finish. Obviously, I chose the black and red. And no, it is not because of MKBHD. I've just always liked that combo. It's a remarkable build. Looking at the back I/O panel, you can see the breathing LED. This is customizable to many different colors and pulsating patterns. It looks especially bright when in the dark. In fact, so does the inside of the case. I guess you could say it's pretty lit. Now on to the internals. Let's start with the brains of the computer, the CPU. I'm rocking an Intel i7 6700K, which is the second best i7 in the 6000 series that you can currently get. This thing is an absolute beast. It has no delay time, never overheats, and can multitask all day long. Alongside that, I have liquid cooling. The Corsair H80i version 2 with a radiator and two fans blowing hot air out of the case. This thing keeps the air so breezy, it's like the South Pole in there. Working with that are the 32 gigs of DDR4 Crucial Ballistic RAM, which I definitely need for popping in and out of programs. And then, of course, there is my MSI GTX 1070. An absolute powerhouse at gaming or HD video editing. It can handle any game I throw at it on maxed out settings. Although that's because I use 1080p. This card is meant to be optimized for 1440p or Quad HD gaming. Finally, we have my two hard drives. The SanDisk SSD, which is 240 gigabytes, which holds my primary operating system, Windows 10, and then I have my 1 terabyte Western Digital hard drive running at 7200 RPM, which I use for my backups. That's on the other side of the case, so can't really show it to you. But yeah, pretty standard stuff. Moving on to the monitor now, this is the Acer G277HL. It is a 27-inch 1080p Full HD monitor, and it is IPS, which means the viewing angles are magnificent, no matter where you're viewing them from. I'm gonna pull up an 8K video here on YouTube just to show you the difference of how it can run. It is YouTube, so it's not full 8K, but you'll get the gist of it. So let me pop it in. As you can see, there are no hiccups, no delays, no struggle. It holds up 8K perfectly fine with the help of the Intel i7 processor and a little bit of help from the GPU as well. But as you can see, colors are magnificent on this monitor. They're true to life, they're not oversaturated, and they're just very vivid to look at. I'm going to show you a little bit of the applications that I use. I want you to see it on my external monitor here instead of showing you like a on-screen, like a screen capture, because I want you to actually see that it's being displayed on my computer and not just some video I found on the internet. So let's start off with Sony Vegas Pro here. This is pretty basic, but it's a big step up from the Windows Movie Maker, which is crap, utter crap. This is 13.0 Pro. Their 14.0 came out recently, so this isn't the latest one, but this will cost you about 400 bucks on Amazon. It's got everything you need. It can handle 4K. It just doesn't have GPU rendering for the graphics card that I have, so you can't utilize full 4K with the video card that I have because this program doesn't support it, not because there's anything wrong with the GPU. So, you know, I can do my basic stuff on here, and then the final project gets rendered when I click File and Render As. So there's that. And then let me show you a little bit of the gaming here. Rise of the Tomb Raider is what I've been playing lately. So let me just pop that open a little. All right, so Tomb Raider here. I already completed the game about a week or two ago, so I'm just gonna continue where I left off. And load times are pretty quick compared to like console gaming. But sometimes you'll see a couple of hiccups here and there, but that's only because there's a lot of textures to load. And keep in mind that I am running this on the highest settings possible that this game can offer. So that's something to keep in mind. And yeah, it loaded fairly quickly. As you can see, very little lag here. Nothing much to complain about. It's very, very smooth. It's actually even smoother with my eyes compared to the camera that I'm recording at here. You know, shooting bow and arrows very quickly. The texture of here in this game is very, very vivid and beautiful. And Lara Croft is one hell of a badass main character. She's on par, right up there with Nathan Drake from Uncharted. She's just not as comical as him. So as you can see, very beautiful nature-based game here. And no hiccups at all, and you can even like tab out of the game and it'll take you back to the desktop, you know, fairly quickly, and then you can tab back into it at will. And yeah, it doesn't take too long to load it back, and you'll be right back where you started. That's thanks to the 32 gigs of RAM that's implemented in my system here. Now let me show you a little bit about the graphics that I'm portraying here, just to prove to you that it is running on very high. So texture quality is very high. Custom is actually a step up above very high. As you can see, everything is maxed out. I can't really change anything else. You know, trying to click on all of them, everything's maxed out. And on the bottom here too, film grain is just like kind of like a filter, kind of like a Snapchat filter. So that's not really something that enhances the video. It's just preference. So I have that off because it looks kind of dull. So yeah, as you can see, everything's maxed out and it has no hiccups at all. So this has been a quick review of my PC and what it can do. As you can see, it can run pretty much any game that you throw at it, as long as it's in 1440p or less or below. The only thing that'll give it hiccups are 4K gaming or 4K video rendering, anything to do with 4K pretty much, unless it's YouTube video streaming. 4K videos it can run, but it just can't render them, edit them, or play 4K games. The 32 gigs of RAM help with the versatility, tabbing in and out. The i7 is a beast in everyday tasks and web browsing and gaming and benchmarks and what have you. The monitor is super sexy. It's 1080p IPS. Viewing angles are great. The keyboard and mouse here are super lit. And then the speakers are something I forgot to mention, but you know, they're pretty basic. 150 watt peak And I'll drop a description of all of the parts below, as well as a list of everything I have. So if you guys would be interested in building a PC similar to this or exactly like this, then you would be able to do so. Anyway, this has been a quick look at my PC rig, at what we use here at our channel. And I hope you liked the video, and I hope you liked my PC. And if you did, please let us know and subscribe. This has been PlusMinus, where we're everything plus more, minus less.